Now, I understand the fight that I'm covering today isn't new news, and the opinion I bring won't be groundbreaking. However, what is shocking is the overwhelming meat riding of Robert Whittaker that is going on in the MMA space right now. Now, before I get into this, if you could leave a like and hit that red subscribe button, that would be excellent. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a really close fight, and I actually really don't know who I think is going to win. But the amount of MMA YouTubers and MMA news outlets that are saying that Robert Whittaker is going to knock out or just steamroll Khamzat Chimaev is absolutely ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a really close fight, and I don't actually know who I think is going to win. But the amount of MMA YouTubers and MMA news outlets that are just saying that Robert Whittaker is just going to steamroll Khamzat Chimaev is absolutely crazy. Like, let's be real, who the fuck has Robert Whittaker knocked out? I'll give you 3 seconds to think of it. If you said 2018, you would be correct, and if you can give me the opponent, I'll give you bonus points. But I bet you don't even know the fucking last guy Robert Whittaker knocked out. It was over 6 years ago, or maybe 5 years ago, but it was like 5-6 years ago. That's ridiculous. Robert Whittaker is not sparking people out like all these MMA YouTubers are saying he is. But I'm not saying Robert Whittaker is going to get steamrolled by Khamzat. I think he has a great chance to win, and it's an excellent style matchup. Like, it's a really, really cool fight. But my lord, the narrative that the big content creators in the MMA space have created and spun so badly, even I started to believe that Khamzat was just going to get knocked out by Robert Whittaker. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of it. So Robert Whittaker is back in the winners column with a great win over Paulo Costa. Not the most convincing win, but a good win, and I can see how the judges give it to him because I think he won that fight as well. So good win for Robert. Khamzat Chimaev is still undefeated and is coming off a close decision win over Kamaru Usman. To be honest, not very convincing win. I thought the fight was a draw, but like I said before about the Robert Whittaker fight, I can make more of an argument that Robert Whittaker won against Paulo Costa because I reckon he 100% did than Khamzat Chimaev beating Usman. I think, arguably, when I actually watched it, I thought Usman may have actually won because I thought he stole the last 2 rounds off. But like I said, I can see both sides. I can see how people thought Khamzat won. I can see how people thought it was a draw. I can see how Usman won. So Khamzat's still undefeated and he's on a tear. Now let's just get this across. What Khamzat was able to do to Usman was absolutely unprecedented. And now I understand that Usman literally has the most dusty knees known to man, and he'd come off the couch and I think he'd come in on 4 or 5 days notice. But even taking all those factors in, the way Khamzat was able to dominate Usman on the floor was nothing short of spectacular. And I don't think Rob would be able to be as successful as Usman in defending those takedowns. But in contrast to that, Usman, for a guy who did come off the couch and, is getting a bit older and he is on a losing skid, had excellent success on the feet against Khamzat, who was beating him to the punch every single time. Now, I know Khamzat broke his hand, I think, in the first round and completely gassed out in the fight. However, I think that should be taken into consideration when doing your prediction of it. So I see why people think that Robert will have success on the feet against Khamzat, but I feel like it will be in the later rounds when Khamzat obviously gasses out. Speaking about the gas tank of Khamzat, I see a lot of people, obviously, including myself, I think Khamzat has a very sus gas tank. Speaking upon the gas tank of Khamzat, he has a very suspicious cardio, but one thing I will say about Khamzat is, whenever this guy, he's literally running to the cage, bro's literally sprinting to the cage full speed, so he probably fucking loses maybe half a round of energy just on the walkout. But 2, when Khamzat starts, he is literally 100% out the gate. He is going for the kill in the first 30 seconds. He is literally all over you with such a ferocious pace. So if he can try and control the fucking urge to come out the gate 100%, literally trying to kill the guy and tap him out in the first 30 seconds, I feel like he'll have more success in the longevity of the fight. This is Khamzat's first 5 rounders, so it'll be super interesting to see how he does over the 5 rounds and see if he can control his gas tank and see if he can slow the fight down and just grind out Robert Whittaker paws on the ground. That sounds sauce. Over the space of 5 rounds and just can't, not wet blanket him, but just smother him with the wrestling. And Robert does have 5-round experience. He's had so many title fights, he's had so many main events where he has done 5 rounds with people, so he'll obviously have that edge over Khamzat, who's, I don't think, has ever done 5 rounds. He's never done a 5-rounder before, so it'll be super interesting to see how Khamzat approaches the fight camp and how well he does over the 5 rounds, because we all know Robert Whittaker can go 5 rounds, and I think that's where we'll see most of the success, if he can stuff the takedowns and slow down the ferocious takedowns of Khamzat over the first 1 to 2 rounds, and then 3, 4, and 5, we'll see Robert Whittaker more come into the fight, as long as he's not gassed as well, which I don't think he would be. And that's where we'll see Robert Whittaker have success on the feet, I feel. But I just want to say, unless you have the caliber of wrestling defense as Usman does, which I don't think Robert has, I think he's going to struggle in the first few rounds with the pace and relentlessness of Khamzat. And I think it could be pretty demoralizing for Rob, just getting taken down constantly. And the chain wrestling of Khamzat is just so relentless. So I think Khamzat has a great opportunity to win the fight in the first 2 rounds, but then I feel like after that, I feel like he's going to gas out, and I feel like that's when Robert Whittaker is going to take over and have success on the feet. So let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments. This is just a quick breakdown of it. I wanted to give it a few days because I feel like if I did the content in the first few days, it just gets overshadowed by your Lucas Tracy's and all that, and I wanted to see what everyone else was saying. I didn't think people were going to be this one-sided against Robert Whittaker, to be honest. Or for Robert Whittaker, sorry. I thought that everyone was kind of going to give Khamzat the edge because he's the younger guy. You know, he's still a really good prospect. I know he's been fraud-checked a little bit, especially by Usman. He got fraud-checked pretty badly there, but not fraud-checked, but like, I think his aura has just kind of disappeared. You know, he's not as scary as he was when he was on the tear just before the Gilbert Burns fight. But let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments below. Who do you guys think is going to win? I'm going to make another one of these prediction videos close to the fight, like I said. But thank you so much for watching the video, boys. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.